as a woman, if I wanted to get a raise from your company, what do you think would be the right strategy to get what I want?
First of all, you need to be exceptional to get a raise. And just because you've been there a long time, do not lead with that. Number two, hey, I've been doing a great job. Deal killer. I pay you to do a great job. I'm not paying you to do a bad job. Three, the way to do it would be to come to me and say, look, Grant, I'd like to talk about money. I don't want a raise, okay? I don't want a loan. I want to talk about what I can do here so that I can get more money, help you make more money, or have more leads or more traffic. I don't want a raise again. I don't want a loan. I want to know what I can do to get more money from the company. What would I need to do to get more money from the company without taking a second job? Is there something you would like to see me do where you could pay me another $2,000 or $3,000 a month? By the way, I just negotiated the expectation I have for more money.
Hi, my name is Aggie, and this is Biohacking Bestie. The one-stop shop for a modern queen, where you can find biohacking courses, self-growth courses, and where you can find the most incredible community of women so you can hit all of your biohacking goals and beyond. All right, we are in for a treat. Yes, today I get to speak to Grant Cardone, the master himself. I'm going to talk about money, how to get rich, how to become a millionaire, and how to become the millionaire of health, how to take care of your health, and how to feel absolutely amazing. So stay tuned as we wait for Grant. And yeah, I'm super excited. Hi there.
You'll have a fight. Fall is irreplaceable. You'll never build another fucking apartment building. Right there. There's a floodplain on the one side of the road.
Yeah.
The next side of the road is
What's she talking about?
The shore.
Yeah. But what about the Clear Lake deal, dude?
At $225 a door, you buy it.
Okay, I'll call you back later. So, you have one more minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
Call Ron Epstein. We're doing deals. How you doing today?
No, I love it. I love it. The behind the scenes is real.
Yeah, this behind the scenes. You can keep this too, by the way. This is kind of how life works right here.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
So this is what I could do, okay?
Okay.
First of all, do I have to get all the way to the 65,750 to get it?
If you get all the way there, I can tell you it's your deal. If not, I got to call them back and see what they're willing to do.
Mm-hmm. And then, well, what do you think that is, Ryan? Rather than 65,750,000, what would it be?
I don't know. I mean, I think if you're 65.5, maybe they did it. I mean, I would tell them I think they should.
Yeah.
Again, I don't get to make a decision here.
Yeah. Now, look, if I had, between me and you, if I had a series of deals collide, well, first of all, they're going to be 30 days for a PSA, don't you think? 3 weeks.
They'll probably move pretty quickly on that. But maybe going to be all more of those things I told them, and you saw the call is, you can get your guy will respond in 48, 72 hours. Now, Prudential is the equity here, so it's got to run through their system. So it's not going to be like super fast, but I
Yeah.
think probably 10 days-ish, 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, what are you thinking? Like, you just may need to do debt?
I might because I can buy some money pretty cheap right now, right? So and I got multiple deals going down. So like this is all what we're sitting here waiting. I got $300 million worth of deals. I'm waiting for people to call me and say, boom, you got it. And I got a call yesterday for 2 deals in Miami. Look, I want to buy this deal.
Okay.
Now, can I buy it for 65 even? Could I buy it for 65 and a quarter? Like that, like.
I know 65 you won't do it because people are already sitting higher than that.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you go to 65.5, you're basically matching where the top person is right now before I make any other phone.
Good. Let's do that. 65.5. I'll buy the deal. 15 and 30, and then depending, 15 and 30. Can we do the due diligence in 15 days? From PSA, from the PSA though, okay?
Right, exactly, from PSA. But 2 things I'm going to request before I make this call.
Yeah.
One is, I went to bat for you for Colorado Alliance, then you sold many properties too. Since then, it's the same thing with Prudential, so do not make me look stupid. You know you haven't seen this thing.
100%, bro. I will not make you look stupid.
And 2, if you do use debt, I would really appreciate it if you use someone to do a Walker Noah. I don't care who.
If I use debt, I will use you.
Who have you used a Walker?
Nobody, because nobody ever calls me. You guys treat me like I'm a little stepchild. I don't even exist. You're the only one that likes me at Walker Dunlop.
I'll find someone that will do a really good job that will give you the attention you should deserve. I thought Roy had mentioned that you worked like Bill Cave or someone out of Dallas.
Oh, yeah, we work with Bill K, but he hadn't called me in fucking 12 years.
He only calls when we got deals.
Yeah.
You don't.
Only time he calls me is like, it's my birthday tomorrow, bro, and he don't even call me.
Is it your birthday tomorrow?
Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow, bro.
That's my anniversary's tomorrow.
Oh, goddamn. I don't know who's luckier.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me see if I can get this done at 65.5. And then if you don't want to use Bill, that's fine. I'll find you someone that'll give you the attention you deserve. But I just want you to use us.
Okay.
Word on that?
Okay, yeah, you got it. You got my word.
Okay. All right.
All right, thanks, pal.
If I had to sit there, I need someone to send me an email with those things. You'll do $1 million deposit, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Send me an email saying those things.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, there's the deal. Okay.
There it
How
is.
do you pronounce your first name? Aggie, right?
Aggie, yeah. Nice to meet
Okay,
you.
well, thank you so much for having me on your show. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that I had to go through all that
No,
nonsense.
are you kidding me? I just saw you like in action doing a deal.
Yeah,
like
this-
in front of me.
This
That's
is the
priceless.
world I live in. I'm late. I'm coming from one thing to another thing, and then things get jammed in. I just called a guy, one of my associates, into the office to have a meeting with me. Realized I had a meeting with you, so he's going to bounce out, and you and I are going to have some fun.
Okay, amazing. Well, first of all, happy early birthday.
Thank you so much.
That's amazing. What's
you.
the one wish that you're gonna, can you even have a wish at this point when you have everything?
Oh, sure, man. I got a lot of wishes. I'd love to get me a 400-foot yacht. There's a lot of things. I want to make sure my marriage is great and my kids are happy and productive and, contributing members to society. What do I want for my birthday? I want our growth conference to be overfilled with people complaining because they couldn't get in,
I love that.
which is on April 2nd. And what else do I want? I want to live another 30 or 40 years.
Okay, amazing. Well, so a little bit about me. I'm a biohacker, so I teach women to get into biohacking because I realize there's a lot of men in the space and they're amazing. I love Gary Brecka, I love Dave Asprey, but I was like, where are all the young women? I want to get them in. But before I did that, I actually taught women how to become financially independent because that was my first reaction. Was like, where are all the women in business? And so I had this chord called Fuck the Struggle, because to me it was like, you need to get really sick of being poor before you make action. I'm curious what you think, because a lot of people they say they want to make money or they say they want to be healthy, but they're not sick enough of being sick or they're not sick enough of being poor.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, when I was growing up, like in my mid 30s, I went to these programs where they were like, oh, you need to accept where you're at. You need to love who you are. You need to embrace your situation and love yourself for who you are and how you are and your circumstances. And I'd walk out of there and say, I want to throw up, because I was like, why would I want to accept where I am when I know I can do so much better than where I am? And one of the things that I think is extremely helpful, particularly in money or in health. And by the way, they're very much connected.
Yeah.
The word, as you probably know, Aggie, the word wealth comes from, originally meant from health. Okay. It was, if a person was wealthy, they were actually healthy.
Yeah.
And, I think it's important. Like, I've been overweight before, and I was like, I hate being 10 pounds overweight. And I would continue to hate that until the ice cream was no longer desirable to me.
Yeah.
And to where I hate the condition of my body enough to where that hate is bigger than me hating to go work out, which I don't want to go do anyway. Nobody does. So I always resent or regret the ice cream, but I never regret the workout. And I always appreciate more money and more success financially than I do living in poverty or struggling or coming up short.
Yeah.
And as you know, we were doing that deal that I was doing right before you came in here. I have right now, how old are you?
36.
Okay, great. So I was 36 years old, and like maybe I had, I don't know, I was just starting, right? So I was just starting to put my money together. Maybe I had $1 million. I'm doing deals today. If I do all the deals that I have in the hopper, if you will, it's about $500 million worth of real estate deals. I would have never imagined in my lifetime. I was raised by a single mom. My dad died when I was 10 years old. I would have. I remember when we couldn't pay. We bought gasoline by the amount of money we had in our pocket. Like if we had $1, we would be like, okay, I want 4 gallons, because that's what it would buy back then. And today, you know, to know the position I'm in, and a lot of that has been driven because I am consistently and constantly disappointed about where I am in relation to where I believe my potential is.
Yeah, and it's moving, right? So like where you thought at my age, you know, being a millionaire is kind of cool, and then you realize, okay, billionaire is even better, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like right, exactly. So it's like, sure, I'm gonna pay another $1 million for one piece of property when I thought that was the heaven, the top of the mountain thing when I was, in my 30s.
Yeah, I was actually really inspired to listen to that conversation. Number one, I want to talk about, I work a lot with women, and I feel like women are a little bit less direct, and they can't really get to the point, and they take things personally, which I appreciate about this deal, that it was just like very straightforward. And I want to ask your experience, as I'm trying to help women get filthy rich and, whatever that means to people. How do you notice the different energetics between how women approach business versus men?
Well, there is a difference, right? And some of the ladies are going to say that I'm sexist right now.
Be sexist.
Well, because I am sexist, and and I do discriminate, and I have biases, and all my decisions and the way I perceive and judge the world is viewed through I'm a man.
Yeah.
It just so happens I'm a real man, not a pretend to be man. And so all my experiences, all my judgments, all my observations are based on a bias. And so ladies, just hear that. It's my experience that I'm sharing with you, and it doesn't mean that I'm right. Mm-hmm. But it does mean that there's some value in what I see, in the hundreds of billions of dollars that I've negotiated in my career. Women are very scattered. Not all women. This is a general.
No, I get it. But let's be in general, because I know it gets so politically correct. You can't say anything. You have to say 7 asterisks. Oh, it's not for everybody. That I'm just a man.
Right. I'm kind of
beyond. That's your experience. So
yes.
Fair enough.
So I was talking to a guy about debt this morning. He wants to sell me some loans. When I call this guy, I don't really want to talk to him, because it's all, how you doing? What's going on? Have you been traveling? Everything's all this small talk until we get to it.
Yeah.
And I know it's all bullshit. Now, some people like the small talk. I'm not that guy. So ladies, I think one, you got to know who your audience is. Like, I'm a very direct person. I want to get to the business. And then once we have some common ground around business, then I want to do, oh, wow, how many kids you got, and family, and all that stuff is less important to me, right? In the beginning, it's not really less important. It's really more important. But if I'm calling about business, I want it to be about business.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I know that there is a struggle for women to come across as too business. And I know there's a big challenge with it, right?
Well,
when I'm calling on a woman and I'm trying to get a woman to do business with me, I have to kind of I need to feel my way up. Yeah. So, well, maybe not. Maybe I need to be more aggressive. I don't know, but I need to feel my way through that. Second thing I'll say about women is, you guys, not in deals so much, but you're very uncomfortable asking for anything.
Yes, I'm glad you say that, because that was my next question. I saw you just ask for what you want, just saying it so directly and so clear. And my experience hiring women is that they tippy-toe so much about, I'm like, I knew 5 months ago that you're gonna want to leave if you don't get those things, but because
Yeah.
you didn't ask, you didn't get them, you know?
Yeah.
And so
And then when you guys do ask, you get a little bit too firm and sticky
Mhm.
and fixated. Like if you notice that conversation I was having with that guy, hey, if I come in $500,000 less, am I still gonna, like, it's not a ultimatum. So I see women sometimes they move from one end of the spectrum. I don't want to ask all the way to I have to have this or I'm not doing it. And neither one of those positions is good. You have to figure out you got to kind of flow.
Yeah,
and
it
move.
sounds like a relationship advice as well, by the way.
Yeah, the good point. See, like me and my wife, when we get in an argument, I get over it in like 90 seconds. 9 months later, she's like, you remember on March 20th, you said.
Yeah.
So it takes her a little longer to get to get over it.
Yeah, and I think it's like we really get like very emotional about things and take things very seriously. And I love that men can be very good about differentiating business and personal stuff. Like, I love you, bro. I'm not gonna do business with you. And for girls, it's like, well, but we're friends. We should be doing it. I'm like, no, like, this is business. I loved also just to like, I was like, as I was listening to him, like, wow, people are scared of big numbers. You know, you just were dealing with a $500 million deal right in front of me. And I'm like, most people would be so intimidated. You know, they're like, oh my God, I don't think I would ever be able to deal something so big because it's, you know, the energy behind that money is actually really powerful.
Yeah. So look, it's not really any different than the first time you saw a bicycle. You know, it was overwhelming, right? It's like, oh my God, if I could ever just ride that, can I balance it? You know, can I pedal it? What, I'm going to fall off the bike. It's very similar. We just don't have the experience. Somebody needs to put you on the bike, hold the bike like your dad did or your mom did, walk you down the street with it, and then, you know, take you off the bike, and then they get on it and they ride it. You get to see somebody riding the bike. And the same thing with deals. It just, you know, 3 months after you ride a bike for the first time and finally figure out how to balance it, you're popping wheelies one day. You're jumping over curbs, male or female, by the way. You know, but it comes with an example. I need to see it. Then I need to do it. And then I need to keep doing it over and over again. As my muscle grows, I can pick up more weight. I can do more with the bicycle, or I can do bigger deals.
Yeah.
In that case, you know, I don't even know how many of these phone calls I've done trying to buy real estate. We own about $4.5 billion worth of real estate today, but I've probably been on 400 billion that I didn't get, that I failed, that I was turned down, rejected, disappointed, not picked. And you ladies out there just need to persist, man. Just keep moving forward, going through the disappointment. It hurts for everybody. You know, you're not going to be taken seriously in the beginning, male or female, by the way.
Yes.
There's no sexism in the beginning. You're not going to be taken seriously because of your age. You're not going to be taken seriously because of your sex, male or female. You're not going to be taken seriously if you're a blonde, a brunette, a redhead, short, tall, heavy or light, young or old. Nobody's going to take you seriously in the beginning because they're not going to even see you. You're invisible in the beginning.
Yeah. No, that was super powerful. I also have a question. Imagine, not everyone wants to run a business, right? And some people just want to stay employees. So as a woman, if I wanted to get a raise from your company, what do you think would be the right strategy to get what I want? How would you approach that? Because people are terrified of talking to their bosses. I imagine there are people probably in your company or women. They're like, oh my God, Grant, like I can never ask him for a raise, you know?
Yeah. What I would do is I would first of all, you need to be exceptional to get a raise.
Amen.
And just because you've been there a long time, do not lead with that. I've been here, Aggie, look, I've been here 3 years and it's time for me to get a raise. No, and you're lucky you got a job. What are you talking about? Okay. Just because you've been here 3 years doesn't mean I owe you money. So that's a deal killer right there.
Wow. Mic drop.
Number 2, hey, I've been doing a great job. Deal killer. I pay you to do a great job. Okay.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I'm not paying you to do a bad job. Okay. 3, the way to do it would be to come to me and say, look, Grant, I'd like to talk about money. Okay. I don't want to a raise. Okay. I don't want a loan. Okay. I want to talk about what I can do here so that I could get more money, help you make more money, or have more leads or more traffic. I don't want to raise again. I don't want a loan. I want to know what I can do to get more money from the company. What would I need to do, okay, to get more money from the company without taking a second job?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go, what's it called? Moonlight. I don't want to go moonlight. I don't want to have a hustle on the weekend. I am dedicated to you, committed to you, want to help you build your business. Is there something you would like to see me do where you could pay me another $2,000 or $3,000 a month? By the way, I just negotiated the expectation I have for more money.
Yeah, no, that was super interesting. I'm like taking notes as I'm like writing everything down. What's the difference in mindset between, I want to just kind of like go, okay, to make your first 6 figures, right? So like make $100,000. What do you think if you were just name one word of that person, the mindset, and then we're going to go up and up and up and see, because I feel like what has gotten you
worker. They're a hard worker. They're a hard worker. They're exchanging with their customers to make $100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're working hard. You're probably decent at your job. Let's say you're a video guy. I'm thinking about Johnny. Johnny's going to make $130,000 this year. He thinks he's the shit. He thinks he's making a lot of money. He thinks he knows everything because he's pretty good at what he does.
Yep.
He's not great. He's pretty good. But he thinks he's better than he is. Typically, this person's probably a know-it-all now if they've been doing it for a while. Yeah. That's a problem. They probably save a lot of money. They're probably better savers than they are spenders, but they're not investors yet.
Yeah. All right. And so then let's talk about million, because I feel like what has gotten you to $100,000 is not going to get you to $1 million. And that's like a different, where I'm getting stuck is, from 7 figures to proper 8 figures a year. And I'm like, there is a mindset that I'm missing, that I'm not being able to like jump to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. So look, anybody puts $1 million together, they either had long periods of time or they're repeating some successful action. They're disciplined. Now, there's a difference between somebody that earned $1 million and kept $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a guy that earns $1 million, 50%. I think the number's 40-something% of the $1 million producers in America are living paycheck to paycheck.
Wow.
That's freaking amazing.
Being a millionaire, that means nothing right now.
You earned $1 million doesn't mean you're a millionaire. You could earn $1 million and still not be a millionaire. Now, if you have $1 million, what did that take? Hard work, showed up, long periods of time, over long periods of time. You're probably 45 years old because it took you that much time to accumulate the money, unless you had one big score. And then what happens is when that person hits $1 million level, what they tend to do is they tend to start saving and conserving everything in order to hold on to their $1 million. So I would describe those people as hard workers, earned a lot of money, diligent, disciplined, consistent, conservative, but what got them where they are will not get them to the next place, and they'll get stuck for long periods of time. Typically, they get cheap. They're misers. They're penny pinchers. They're terrible advice for guys like me.
No.
It's the worst place to get advice for somebody that wants to get super wealthy. Never, ever get your advice from a millionaire.
Yeah. Well, because it's like, it feels like so easy, but to get to the next level of 8 figures or even 9 figures, I'm like, what mindset am I missing right now? Because I feel like they say like the mindset at $1 million, you still can get to $1 million with an employee mindset. So work hard, do everything. And then when you get to 8 and 9 figures, you realize you have to be really good at delegating and making sure that you're good at hiring people. And that is the march.
Yeah. And then when you get to that deca-millionaire, the $10 million earner or net worth, and then 50 and 100 and 300 and $1 billion, I mean, all the characteristics start shifting. Okay. When you go up the food chain, risk takers, all in, they don't diversify. They take big bets, big positions. These are whales, man. They eat like whales, okay? They take big bites of one thing. They don't eat everything. They take big, giant bites, And you go lower the food chain, they take less risks, they spend money, they don't invest it, they waste time or sell time. Top of the food chain, they're investing time, not wasting it, not spending it. They use money, they don't save money. Completely different mentality.
Yeah. No, that's super interesting. What do you think? Because it's a very clear, approach to energy of money. When the bigger you get, how do you think it translates to health? Because I know we have quite a similar journey. That you're like, oh, cool. Like, what would you say is the energy by people that are sick versus the ones that are healthy, or like prioritizing, health?
The two similarities are, you're watching TV or Instagram and you do whatever they tell you. If the FDA tells you to get a shot, you go get a shot. It's the low end of the spectrum. There's no treatments for cancer in America. This is our only treatment, chemotherapy. Good. If you're down in the food chain, and sorry, if it sounds terrible, it's because it is. You're low in the food chain. You're bottom of the food chain. I started at the bottom of the food chain. Then if they say chemotherapy, vaccine, shots, get a surgery, cereal or breakfast is your, great meal of the day. This is all stuff being sold to you. You're a spectator. You're sitting in the stands of life, and they're selling you. The food system, the medical companies, the education system, and banking are all wrapped and tied together by the same group. Once you go up the food chain, you start looking back at this thing saying, dude, I don't want to be these people. I'm not going to eat what they eat. I'm not going to the doctors they go to. I'm not taking the shot they took. And you're looking outside. I'm going to go some other country and start investigating. Why? Because you have time and money. And so you get outside this ecosystem of indoctrination, where we're told what we should eat, what foods we should eat. I hadn't had breakfast this morning. I feel fine.
Yeah. No, I that was actually my next question. Like, how has your journey, like your relationship with food and, biohacking, for the lack of a better word, has changed over the years? And, I think this is eating a certain way. It is an indication of how wealthy you are, which is a little sad, but it doesn't require spending a ton of money. It's just treating yourself seriously,
Good.
And
like it doesn't cost any money not to eat.
that's so true.
I mean, the first thing is eat less. Like, you don't have to eat. You don't have to. Everybody's like, oh, organic foods are expensive. No food costs nothing.
So I'm like fasting.
Yeah, once you wait till 1 or 2 o'clock, I can't do that. No, you can do that.
Yeah.
But you don't.
I mean, it's painful at the beginning, but then you can work towards it. I feel like most people.
Yeah, it's not really even that painful. Like, just don't have any food today and see. Like, you're programmed. We're programmed. I was programmed to eat 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
I literally knew what time it was because it was lunchtime, dinner time, or breakfast. It was, that was the time. You wake up, you eat. Why? I was just programmed to do that. It's not necessary. And so that's what I would tell people is like, you got to start like challenging.
What do you think? Being told.
Now, is it nice to wake up and see, when you wake up in the south of France on a yacht and there's a whole table full of foods and croissants and fruits and coffees and cappuccinos? Sure, it's sexy. It's sexy. It looks great. It's great for a photo. It's not good for you, but it's certainly cool on a vacation. But man, you can't do that every day.
Yeah. And that comes back to discipline. And I love whenever you post content with your daughters, and they even mention discipline, at such a young age. How have you installed that discipline in them, from a young age?
Yeah, I think Aggie, they see it in me. They see me showing up. They see me working Saturdays and Sundays, getting up early, staying late, taking a phone call when maybe it's my family time. And it's discipline. And we just tell our kids, man, like, you can't always do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do. And to me, vitamin D, discipline, is probably one of the most important characteristics you can have. And it's something internally I have to generate myself, right? I can go out in the sun and get some vitamin D, but that doesn't mean I'm disciplined to go out in the sun every day and get my vitamin D, or to eat well, or to make that extra phone call, or to save the money or invest the money. It requires discipline. And for me, the thing that vitamin D builds vitamin C, right? So like discipline builds confidence, because I start trusting me. I'm not worried about trusting you. If I trust me, I'll start trusting other people. And the people that worry the most about other people ripping them off or scams or you're going to let me down, those people are worried about other people because they don't trust themselves.
Wow, that's super powerful.
Yeah.
Do you find, like, at those times where people do rip you off, right? What do you think is, I mean, the moment you have money, everyone wants a part of it. It's just like, I get pitched all the time. I can't imagine what you go through, because I feel people like, oh, she must have money. Let me just pitch her this idea, or let me just, do this service. And I feel like I'm constantly almost always say no, because almost every day there is someone who wants to have, like, oh, just for $5,000 a month, I'm going to do God knows what. And so I'm curious, how do you have this term, and how do you rate people? Because I'm sure you got screwed over at least once.
Actually, I've been able to avoid, I've been in business for, 40 years. I have been able to avoid most of the train wrecks.
No, yeah.
What's the guy's name? I always use his name because I want to smoke him out. Gianelli, whatever. What was his first? Ralph. Ralph was a scammer.
What did he do to you?
Well, it's what he tried to do to me, right? But I knew it, by the way. Every time you've ever been ripped off, Aggie, you saw the signs beforehand.
Yeah.
Every time. There's never, ever. You don't ever look back and say, I knew that guy was going to be a problem. There was always a sign, always a tell. You're thinking about somebody right now that did you, and you're like, I knew it. I knew
you're right.
100%. And so,
it's just like,
if you guys could avoid that and learn the characteristics, there's a great course. What's the name of that course? It's about identifying personality types. It's taught by the Church of Scientology. Fantastic course on detecting tone levels and or tells. Tells. Basically, there's tells. I mean, you can look at somebody, their pupils, their skin, how they literally the temperature of their skin, the words they use, how they act, respond, the length of time it takes them to respond to a question, or how they duplicate something that you ask them to do. Like literally the communication lag, or the amount of time it takes for you to deliver a question, them to acknowledge it and respond, tells you where they're at on that tone level and all this stuff that they're going through. Like, it takes me very little time to respond to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I'm not running through a bunch of stuff to say, well, what does Aggie want to hear, or what does her audience want to hear, right? So I'll make sure you know the name of that course before this goes live, so your audience can go check it out.
Yeah, I actually just wrote it down to look it up, because that sounds really interesting. And I think it's just like sometimes it just feels, oh my God, like I feel like something's wrong, but I really want to make money, or I'm desperate to hire somebody, because it just feels like, like I don't want to go through the process of hiring people. I just like, that person's right here, I might as well do it. And then sure enough, it's never the right fit.
Yeah, because you just need some help figuring out, okay, who are these people really? Not what they're telling me. They're always going to tell you what they want you to hear. You know? Because the ability to avoid bad people. I'm looking for that course right now.
Oh, yes, please.
The ability to avoid bad people and mistakes. Like, if people could do that, you know how much more we would want to meet strangers, or add people, or expand and scale our business. If you could simply I remember this woman that my wife was hanging out with, and I said, that chick's a bad chick. Oh no, I love her. I'm telling you, this woman is a problem.
Wow.
And she's like, no, I like her. She likes, I checked into her, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, but I'm telling you, sure enough.
Wow.
They
It's
are
so interesting. Yeah, and so it's interesting because it's like, yes, business comes a lot about intuition and reading energy and just kind of like tapping into the energy. I want to ask you, there's two schools of thoughts. One is, like you have Russell Brunson's, like, I think he says outsourcing your ads and marketing is outsourcing your sex. And the other one's like,
I can't believe Russell said that.
And then there's another school of thought. If you don't know how to do something, just hire. It's not a who, it's not a what, how, but a who question. So
I just put the link in there. I put the link in there for you. I just found it.
Oh, amazing.
So look, I would never, ever outsource our marketing. We do outsource ad buys.
Okay.
I hate doing that. We spend about $4 million a month in advertising, maybe a little more. And I wish I could spend 40 million. Most of it's a waste of money, but if you don't spend money on advertising, nobody's going to know you. If nobody knows you, you're in trouble. That being said, you should not hire a position where you don't know anything about it. Like, what is it you want done there? What is it you expect there? What do you know to be right about that space or that job or what is it you believe to be true? And then bring in somebody that can show or prove to you that that's not true and they have a better way. But you as the executive, okay, should understand the sales. What does it take to make a phone call? How many phone calls do I have to make? How tough is the phone call? What is that rejection and disappointment like? Number two, marketing. What marketing is going to drive that sales call? What marketing works? What doesn't work? What people want to hear? And you CEOs out there, you guys want to be boss? Be careful what you ask for, okay? You want to be the boss, you got to know everything.
Yeah.
How do you manage people? How do you organize an activity? How do you create a culture? How do you hit targets? How do you set targets? How do you cash flow a business? Like, you need to become financially literate.
Yeah.
You're legal in your taxes. Okay. What do you know about legal? Like, I don't just send my legal over to someone. I'm not a lawyer, but I am an intelligent, responsible, accountable, the owner of the business. So the fact that the lawyer says, we had some legal advice the other day on one of our foundations. I'm like, that's fucking stupid what you're telling me. And he's like, da. I said, bro, what you're telling me makes no sense at all. None. Well, Grant, the law is, and you're not a lawyer. I said, I don't care if I'm a lawyer or not a lawyer. What you're saying makes no sense. I want a second opinion. Boom. They came in and said, Grant's right. I had some tax advice. On the way to write something down and the way something would work with the IRS. And look, I'm wrong 50% of the time, but 100% of the time, my name's on that check. And so,
yeah,
whether it's accounting, legal, taxes, hiring, if you're the owner and you don't know anything about it, contrary to what Russell said, you need to learn something about it. And Russell would too, by the way. Russell would get an education on it.
Okay. So I lost you there for a second, but it's recording fine. So I finished the hiring. I want to see the other side of Grant. Like, I always see you in this mode, the Grant Cardone mode, that we just go and it's like very directional. And there's a part of me that I would love to see, like, does he ever, like, I'm sure you get that with your wife, but like, there's the part of you that's warm, that's in like the rest and digest mode.
Don't tell anybody.
Like, I want to see that part of you because I feel like you come across, I'm like, yeah, you're super fucking driven. Like, I'm so inspired by you. But there's a part of me, like, you're actually come across very sweet at the same time. It's like the exact opposite. And I'm like, you must be so fun being a friend and just being really warm. And maybe I'm making a wrong assumption, but there's something about you that, like, you do come from a place of love, even when you're being super mean. Well, not mean, but direct, like with that call. Like, I still think you're very heart-centered and you lead from your heart, which I didn't think
What
until I spoke to you in person.
Yeah, look, that guy. Where do you live, by the way?
LA.
Okay, where in LA?
We're just the hills.
Okay, we lived there. We lived in Hollywood Hills for, I don't know, 15 years, up Doheny and Oriole.
Oh, cool. Super close. I'm Sunset Plaza, so.
Oh, I was right above the plaza, dude.
Yeah.
Like Leo was my neighbor.
Oh, that's funny.
Like next door neighbor. I would literally go to my kitchen in the morning, have a cup of coffee, and there's Leo. And then right in front of me was Dr. Dre. Eminem. I would see Mathers literally driving in front of my house to go to Dre's in the morning. I'd go down to that little sushi restaurant on the plaza across from the fitness center, the Equinox.
Equinox, yeah.
And Keanu Reeves would be there, okay? Keanu was like 10 houses from me, and it took him like 3 years to paint his house. And I went up and I said, bro, look, big fan. I'm your neighbor. Pick a goddamn color, man. Like just any color, okay? And he painted it black. So,
oh, that's hilarious.
Okay, so the fun part of Grant. Yeah, dude, like I'm a lot of fun. You know, I'm serious, dude. But if any of you guys watch Undercover Billionaire, if you hadn't seen that show, it's sitting at the entire thing's sitting on our channel, 10X Studios on YouTube. Whole 8 hours behind the scenes. I'm crying, dying, missing my family. You know. I'm
super real, but I think it's just like you, even in business, you lead from your heart, you know, which I thought that like a lot of business people that I meet, they're very heady. And so they analyze everything and they're very much stuck in their head. And for me, that's not
I lost you.
Inspiring. For me, it's inspiring when someone can like have a thought, but ultimately they come from their heart, their intuition, they kind of like like it's Braveheart. I always think of, you know, like on a horse with like leading the people, but no Gibson style, but like from a heart.
Well, that's a perfect example, Braveheart style. Okay,
yeah,
it's
like
not
that's when I see you, and I'm like, that's what you seem like.
Totally. Like I would kill somebody in my office, cut their head off, have them fall on the ground, blood everywhere, and then hug the people around me. Like I'm the same guy all the time. I'm never a different guy. I'm the same guy on stage that I am here, that I am at home. And, you know, people either like that or they don't like it. I don't know how to turn it on and turn it off and become somebody else. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't lead with my emotions though. That's different.
Yes. And
Did you lose me?
Yes, but I heard the best part, because I think that's what people confuse. They think that like, oh, it's emotional and it's heart driven. No, heart driven is intuition and knowing that, like staying true to yourself.
Yeah.
And that's very, very different. We just confuse like wounded energy to, you know, heart led. And I think it's just like, that's, I love that about you. Like part of me just like, I want to hang with you. You're just like genuinely kind and it's great. I love it. Like definitely can feel that.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody, other than yourself, I don't think anybody would describe me as a nice person or a kind person or tolerant, or, you know, they're going to be like, hey dude, I'm all business for a second. And then once the deal's done, then it's like, okay, let's screw around.
But you know, I guess like I see that when you even do business, you come from a giving place, you know, you come from a place that's considered for everybody because you direct. I feel like people that mess around and they're like being too, like that to me is not fair. You know, if someone doesn't tell me things I want to hear, that's not fair to me. You're wasting my time. So I'd rather have like tough love, you know, and knowing that it's for the best. So just saying, like, I'm going to wrap up with like some rapid fire questions, and then we got to talk about where people can find you and join your conferences so they sell out and get everyone annoyed. So real quick, the best thing someone can do if they want to 10x their finances, one word or 2 words.
You know, get around other people that are 10xing.
And the best thing someone can do if they want 10x their fitness goals.
You need to become disgusted with your current condition and do 2 workouts a day. No.
The best thing someone can do if they want 10x their confidence.
You need to do more. You need to do. Confidence is built from a doingness, not an idea. I don't know why your image is terrible right now. Just so you know.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It just does it so that it records in a better quality.
Okay, actual recording is higher quality. Okay, I see that. Okay.
Yes,
all right, I want to make sure I look good. I don't care how you look. I want to look good.
No, you're definitely getting recorded in like HD.
No, I'm just kidding with you. I don't care how I look.
You look great. Best thing someone can do if they want to 10x their confidence. I don't know if you heard that question.
Yeah, no, you need to do 10 times more than you're doing right now. Like, people don't have confidence because they haven't done enough. You can't learn about confidence in a book. You can't learn it in a workshop. You learn it one way, doing something over and over and over again.
The best thing someone can do if they want to 10x their motivation.
10x their motivation? I mean,
because people are not motivated, you know? They're like, oh, I don't know if
I wouldn't even worry about it. I would throw that question away and I would not care. I am never motivated, just so you know.
Wow. All right, that's
a
great answer.
One, I'm not motivated. I am not, and I'm not a positive person. Contrary, most people think I'm this Mr. Positive. If you hung around me, you'd probably be disappointed. Most of the time, I'm not motivated. Most of the time, I'm not positive, and none of it matters to me. I'm still going to do it, and I'm going to put a smile on my face.
All right. And finally, what's the best thing someone can do if they want 10x their relationship? Because you guys seem so aligned together.
Well, that's a hard one, man. That's probably the relationships are the hardest thing in the world to do and to maintain and to keep creating on. But it's like a business. It's like anything else. Like, you got to keep creating on it. You got to keep recommitting to the commitment and keep adding wood to the fire, or the fire's going to go out. So all fires go out, no matter how hot they are, until someone decides, let's put another log on. Let's tell another story. Let's give ourselves a reason to sit around this fire and enjoy it and build great stories, tell great stories, maybe make up stories, and do whatever's got to happen for everybody to be excited about sitting around that fire.
Amazing. All right. So if people want to learn from you, so where does someone who's 20, 30 years old start with Grant Cardone experience?
Dude, just put in my name, Grant Cardone. You can look up Grant Cardone sales, Grant Cardone marketing, Grant Cardone's net worth. You can look up Grant Cardone's yacht. Like, you literally put in my name and anything. Grant Cardone haters, Grant Cardone's religion, Grant Cardone's age. Put in anything that you're interested in about me, and I'm going to make sure the internet feeds you with whatever piece of information that you need. 99% of what we do over here at Aggie is done free. We reach about 160 million people a year, and I'm trying to expand and grow that with free content. And
is it grantcardone.com/free?
Let me see if that works. You can do grantcardone.com/free books. I know that works.
Okay.
Let me just see. And you can get your audience can get a book from me. We'll send it to you for free. Yeah. grantcardone.com/free books. We've sent over 5 million free books out already. So any of your audience wants to grab a book from me, all these up here, all this stuff that I have right up here, these are all programs that I've written over my 40 years. Wow. And yeah.
What do
so
you
anyway, look, man, I just want to help a lot of people. I'm so happy that you somehow found me, okay, and wanted to spend some time with me on the call.
For years. I just didn't have the vagina to reach out earlier because I was like, he's gonna say no, and then when you said yes, I was like, amazing.
Well, I've never heard that term. I didn't have the vagina. I guess that is the female version of I didn't have the balls.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really, really appreciate your time. And I'm not going to waste any more, not waste. I want to take up too much of your time.
No, this was awesome.
Yeah. And if there's any other way, not that you need any of my help, but if there's any way I can support you guys for the 10X help or whatever, just let me know. And, I'm happy to be part of it.
Let me ask you, what are you doing in the biohacking space?
I wrote a book. It was like first book for biohacking for women, really. It's selling really well. worked with, Dave Asprey wrote the forward, and I basically bridged the gap between all the men in the biohacking space and trying to get more women in 20s and 30s and just get people early. Right.
Good. So what I want to do, I want to show you something that we're working on at 10X Health, because it is going to be explosive.
All right.
And maybe what we do is we get you to do it. Okay. I showed this to Dana White. We showed it to Joe Rogan, and they saw it. They were like, I'll show it to you. I'm going to show it to you. So you get to personally experience it rather than me telling you another biohacking story.
Yeah, no, I'm super down for experimenting. I'm like testing so many things on myself, like exosomes, stem cells, peptides, this, that. I'm like,
okay, good. Tony's gonna give me your email, and I'm gonna send you something. All right.
All right, I'm super down. I appreciate it so much. You're great, and happy birthday.
Thank you so much. All right.
All right, big hug.
All you got to do for my birthday is make sure 1 million people see this interview.
Oh, easy. All right, no problem.
Thanks a lot, Bye-bye.